AVC Sports presents high school basketball. Tonight's game is brought to you by Doane Ford, patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance, WB Green Insurance, West 40 Auto Sales, Woodsfield Savings Bank, Sioux Snode State Farm, and Chandler Funeral Home.
Good evening and welcome to high school basketball on AVC Sports as the River Pilots have made the trip from Hannibal to Sarahsville to take on the Shenandoah Zeps in a boys basketball contest tonight. I'm Dave Hilliard, and along with my partner Mike Podlasiak, we'll have all the action right here on the YRPtv YouTube channel as well as the YRPtv Facebook page. Mike, the Pilots are having another outstanding year, currently standing 11-2. While the Zeps have scratched out 7 wins and are now 7-6. What do you expect from these two squads tonight?
You know, just looking at stats here, Dave, I think you and I both commented earlier, River's only averaging giving up just a little less than 36 points a game. So I think the key for Shenandoah tonight, they've got to find some ways to score, and that may be off of their defense, trying to pick up some steals and stuff and getting some easy shots, because this is a very veteran River basketball team that's having a lot of success again, and they've got quality athletes up and down their lineup. Well,
last year, just looking, I know you talked, they were 22-2. They were the OVAC, the AAA champs. That conference, there's a bazillion teams in the OVAC in different divisions. They currently reside in first in the OVAC in the AA division. 22-2 last year, 11-2 right now. I talked to their coach over there a little bit before the game, Mark Romick, and he said that they work on defense. And it's very obvious, as you said, we both did the calculation, and everybody at home better hold on to their hats. 2 retired math teachers up here tonight. We had them for 35.8 points per game defensively, which is very good, considering they're averaging scoring 62.1. So that's a pretty nice point differential. So obviously they can score, and they also play pretty good defense.
And in an earlier meeting, they defeated Shenandoah down at River by a score 52-32. Again, pretty much right on that defensive average.
Right.
They don't score a lot of points. They 62.2 points, which is average.
Right.
But when you're only giving up 35, I mean, they have not had very many close games. And really, one of their 2 losses was kind of a shocker. They lost to Barnesville at River earlier in the year, 50-42, and I have no idea how that took place.
I was just going to say, how did that happen? Because I was watching a game that our friends here on AVC tonight, I'll have to give a shout out to Brett Klein and Christian Mills here tonight, helping run all the video equipment. They did the game down here Friday night, which the Zeps played Barnesville, and I watched that game, and you know, they pretty much controlled the game. You know, Shenandoah won the basketball game. Then I'm looking at River's schedule and their results, and I saw that they lost to Barnesville. And I'm thinking, how did they lose to Barnesville? Because they I've seen River play on video as well, and they have some really nice athletes. They play good defense. It just really surprised me in seeing the 2 teams on film that Barnesville did manage to beat River.
And I've talked to several people and asked them, well, did River have 2 or 3 kids that were injured, maybe out for whatever reasons?
I was thinking
was a
flu
going around?
That's what I thought,
was COVID an issue? But they said no. It was just one of those nights that they couldn't throw the ball in the ocean. And you've coached a lot too, as well as I have. Those nights happen.
Yes.
You know, defensively they were able to keep themselves in the game, but they just couldn't score enough points to get a win. And their other loss came to a much larger school in Canfield. They lost to them 47-32. That's being their only 2 losses of the season.
And I saw that was like in one of those holiday tournament kind of deals. Saw that they had lost to Canfield, which is had really good basketball as well. So they're pretty much running roughshod over the teams that they play pretty much in their conference. They've beat some teams really badly. I mean, they've had their way with Magnolia, Monroe Central, Bridgeport especially. They've really beat up on those teams. And I know it's probably in the back of the coach's mind. They're trying to, you know, they want to do something to try to beef up what they're doing and get ready for the tournament, because they don't want another early exit. They lost early in the tournament last year, losing to a rival of their Shady Side. But they did beat this team. They did beat Shenandoah in the first game of the tournament, 61-17 last year.
And this will be interesting tonight because having coached at Caldwell, and this was, our big rival over here, this is not an easy place to play. So they'll be tested a little bit tonight. Like I said, it was a 20-point game, but that was at River earlier in the season.
Right.
And just having watched, I got a chance to see River and Caldwell play football there in the regional semifinals. And most all the kids that played football that night are also, and you can tell by looking at them. Are,
yeah, I can pick out the football players out there.
There's some good-looking kids there on their team. But Shenandoah returned 4 starters from last year, and Coach Smith's done a nice job bringing them around. They won 2 out of 3 last week, and as you said, now are to the plus side of the win-loss column at 7-6. And boy, now's the time you want to start developing some momentum, because before you know it, it's going to be tournament time.
Exactly, and a credit to Coach Mark Smith. 2 Marks battling over here in the coaching ranks tonight from Shenandoah. Last year, this team was 1-20. And they have really turned things around. They're 7-6 this year. They've lost a couple of really close basketball games. They lost to Waterford by 3 early in the season. Just really been in almost all their basketball games. Probably their worst loss, looking at it, was to River in that game on December 16th where they lost by 20. So a big year of improvement. And I know, talking to the River staff, they're concerned because they've got 3 kids over here that they feel that can really shoot the basketball. And that's something I noticed watching the game from the other night. These kids from Shenandoah are not afraid to shoot the 3-point shot, and they do make a lot of them.
And like most kids, they are going to shoot better on the home court.
Yes.
And they're like you mentioned, they've been pretty much a 3-headed monster with Xander Fairchild, who averages 17.8 points a game. Garrett Stottsberry, a senior, averages 15.7, and Karsten Smith, a sophomore, is at 13.5. So they've got 3 quality starters, and it's nice as a coach when you've got that balance and you don't have to depend on one particular person every night out.
When you've got more than one scorer, you're golden, and they've got 3 of them. So hopefully they can find a way to reverse that 20-point loss they had earlier in the season, make this a better basketball game. But they got their hands full. This River squad is, as you said, they're very experienced and very physically talented as well. We're going to take a quick break here, pay some bills. You're watching high school basketball on AVC Sports.
Everyone's looking for an encouraging sign in today's economy. The fact is, you'll find one right here in Caldwell at State Farm Agent Sue Snode's office. Because State Farm agents like Sue have been here helping people protect the things that matter most. That's why more people trust State Farm, and we consider that a very good sign. See State Farm Agent Sue Snode at 400 East Street, Caldwell.
I was sitting in my car and it wouldn't start. I lifted the hood and the engine was falling apart. What would I do? My eyes filled with tears. Then on the radio I heard of West 40 by Pay here, where for a little money down and a little each week, I could have a car, nice, shiny, and sleek. So I walked in the door and I put the money down. Now I got a nice car that I can drive around. West 40 by Pay here will help rebuild your credit. The corner of Dewey and Route 40 in Cambridge, don't you forget it.
West 40 Auto Sales, corner of Route 40 and Dewey Avenue in Cambridge, is home of the guaranteed credit approval, with most loans approved while you wait. Go to their website to fill out an online loan application, west40autosales.com. You'll also find their weekly special listed there.
Back at Shenandoah, here in suburban Sarahsville, Ohio. My first trip down here. Interesting little trip to get down here. It was a nice trip, interesting school district down here, an old school kind of gym, low ceiling, very small environment. You get a big crowd in here. I'm sure it's interesting, to say the least.
Yeah, when Caldwell plays here, you can't find a seat.
We'll end up, since they're going to do the national anthem, we'll take another quick break here, and then when we come back, we'll do the starting lineups. You're watching high school basketball on AVC Sports.
Our community is a special place, and you work hard to make a living and build a good life for you and your family. It's not always easy. You deserve a local financial partner to be there when you need them most. At Woodsfield Savings Bank, we live, work, and play here. Our cutting-edge technology combined with local decision-making allows us to deliver unmatched personal service. Let us start earning your trust today. Woodsfield Savings Bank. It's personal here.
Are you aware that planning your funeral ahead of time doesn't have to cost you a thing? Hello, I'm Brian Chandler, owner of Chandler Funeral Home and Cremation Service in Caldwell. We hear often people would like to get something down on paper but have their own insurance policy or money set aside for the expenses in a bank account. We want you to know that we often sit down with folks to take obituary information and discuss their wishes ahead of time without any prepaying. To learn more, visit us online at www.chandlerfuneralhome.net or by calling 740-732-1311. Choose comfort. Choose Chandler Funeral Home.
Now located at 16050 McConnellsville Road in Caldwell, Ohio. Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance Company is a mutual insurance company established in 1896 for the purpose of providing insurance coverage to rural Ohio. They offer a product to meet your insurance need, whether it is for a farm, rental dwelling, home in town, secondary or seasonal dwelling, churches, or mobile home. They partner with Grinnell Mutual Insurance Company to offer liability coverage to package with their patrons Buckeye Mutual policy. Call today at 638-3604 and follow them on Facebook at Patrons Buckeye.
Dave Hilliard here at Shenandoah High School along with Plaz. Little high school basketball action tonight as the River Pilots have visited to Shenandoah to take on the Zeps. Our starting lineups tonight, first for the River Pilots, 11-2 under head coach Mark Romick. They're going to start a 5'10 junior, number 0, Cable Isley, a 6'4 senior, number 2, River Thompson, a 5'10 senior, number 4, Brady Lolithan, a 6'1 sophomore, number 22, Peyton Blue, and a 6'2 senior, number 23, Ty Long, rounds out the starting lineup for the Pilots. For the home team, the Shenandoah Zeps, and they're in the white uniforms tonight with green trim. They're going to start a 5'9 junior, number 3, Cale Bond, a 6' sophomore, number 10, Karsten Smith, a 5'9 senior, number 12, Xander Fairchild, a 6'3 senior, number 33, Grant Stottsberry, and a 6'2 junior, number 44, Weston Miley, rounds out the starting lineup for the Shenandoah Zeps. A good basketball game here tonight. Two longtime rivals, and it's going to be an interestingly played basketball game. A little bit different style there. I think we're going to see a lot of in-your-face pressure defense from River.
And I'm sure I think another key for Shenandoah, just looking at River, not having seen them play, but with their physical stature, I think it's going to be key for them to do a decent job, especially the defensive side on the rebounding end.
Exactly.
Because I just noticed those 5 starters for River. All 5 of those kids played football on a regional final team.
Yes.
And that was like 12-2, I think, overall. So this group of kids has had an awful lot of success this year.
Yes, and that's and in a school like that of that size, your best athletes are going to play multiple sports, and if you had a good football team, the chances are you're probably going to have a good basketball team too, because those athletes are just going to transition over into that other sport.
Right. A lot of schools don't get that opportunity because I don't know why kids would want to, specialize in one sport.
Well, because they
nowadays,
get told a bunch of stuff that fills their head with crazy ideas.
That's true. I didn't want to say that, but you're exactly. That's why.
I'll be honest with that.
Schools this size, you have to get your best athletes to do everything, and if you don't, you're not going to be competitive.
Exactly, and that's, hats off to those kids. I mean, it's, especially as the playoff run they made in football, that's a long grinding season. Then you got to turn around, and now all of a sudden you're playing basketball. You got to switch gears, and it's a completely different level of conditioning too. It's completely different.
Yes.
So. Ready for the opening tip here in Sayrasville. Gray-clad River Pilots, and they're going to win that tip. River Thompson, 6'4 senior, got that tip for him, and they're going to face a 2-3 zone to start the basketball game here, Mike. Got it to the high post, shot up and good right off the bat. Brody Lolithan gets his first bucket of the game, and it's 2-0 in the early going.
River starting out in a tight man-to-man defense.
And they're really going to pressure the basketball. Zeps trying to find a look. They get one from deep. The three-pointer on the way from Stottsberry. It's off the mark. And here come the Pilots on the run. Lolithan going to pull up at the free throw line, and he's got another one. He's 2 for 2 from the field, and he's got 4. Not a minute gone here in the quarter. It's 4-0 already. And here comes the Zeps. Karsten Smith handling the basketball. Over to Miley. He's trapped on the sideline, and he's tied up. Alternating possession will stay with Shenandoah.
Good double team over there with Isley and River Thompson.
Good job using that sideline as an extra defender. Smith running the show for the Zeps. And he's pressured out front. Nice job. He really pressured. Now they're going to try that trap again. Isley all over the place, trapping the basketball. Skip pass out to Fairchild. Fairchild lets the three go. It's no good. Rebound fought for and corralled by the Pilots. River Thompson swings that ball over to Long. Tried to get it to Blue on the baseline, but knocked out of bounds, and it's going to stay the Pilots basketball here.
For the Zeps to compete tonight, they've got to knock down those shots like they had the last time down, because they're not going to get a lot of wide open shots.
Got that open look. You got to convert. Isley looking to trigger it in. Thompson's got it. Now puts it on the floor. Doesn't go anywhere with it. Lawlathan. Now back to Isley on top. Isley calling a play. Little dribble handoff action here on the perimeter. And I was going to say they're going to try to, no, they screened the back and threw the lob. Nice play. Nice set play against the zone, but couldn't convert it. Here come the Zeps. Smith, three-pointer on the way, and he gets it to go. And he breaks the ice. Just over 6 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Zeps on the board. Lawlathan pulls up in the lane again. Can't get it to go. Fights for the rebound. Grabs it. Lays it up. Missed. No good. Zeps have the rebound, but a bunch of bodies on the floor. And it was alternating possession again, so it's going to go to the Pilots this time. 4-3, 5:53 to go here in this first quarter. Ball inbounded. And that's when they usually screen, and then there you got somebody coming off another screen, and that was Isley, but he didn't have enough room for the shot in that corner. Lawlathan over to Blue. Into Ty Long. Ty Long posting up. Now kicks it out to Lawlathan. Three-pointer, good. Lawlathan, he's got all 7 Pilots points here, and it's 7-3.
Brody, one of those all-state players on the football team this past fall, was a wide out and also running back.
Boy, this trap is giving the Zeps a little bit of a problem. Fairchild there shuffled the feet, trying to, last second, where he was going to pass it, it got taken away, and he was changing his mind, drug that pivot foot, and he traveled.
For being good-sized kids, River's got pretty good quickness.
One thing I've noticed here early, River does a nice job, and a lot of teams don't try to do it very often, but they're screening the zone. And a lot of people don't try to screen the zone. They just try to penetrate the gaps a lot. And very nice coaching. They're doing a nice job. They ran that set play for the lob where they screened. They also ran a nice play out of bounds where they were trying to get another 3. But again, screening the zone is a great offensive concept a lot of coaches just get away from.
Coach is not familiar. Coach Romick has been a long-time mentor down at River.
Another three-pointer, and this time Peyton Blue hits the 3. Finally, somebody else scores for the Pilots, and it's 10-3. Not the most opportune start here for the Zeps.
River 4 out of 7 from the field here in the early going.
Miley swings the ball over Fairchild. Three-pointer on the way, and that's Stotsberry, and he's got a 3. 2 3-pointers for 6 points total now for the Zeps. They trail 10-6 in the early going. Isley's got the ball out on top. Gets it to Lawlathan at the elbow. He squares up, harassed on defense, and he backs it off. Blue's got it on the wing. Lawlathan thought about the 3. Gets it to Blue. He lets another three-pointer go. This one's off the mark. Isley fights for the rebound, and he's got it for the Pilots. Kicks it into Blue, but it's knocked out of bounds by Bond. Cale Bond got his hands on that one, knocked it out of bounds, but it's going to be the Pilots basketball underneath their own basket. 4:17 to go in the first quarter, and they lead this one 10-6. Pilots spread out all the way across the baseline here. Lawlathan. Long has it. Now to River Thompson. Lawlathan squares up like he wanted to shoot that 3. Now spin dribble against some defensive pressure there from Bond. Bond harassing the basketball and almost gets a turnover, but it's still going to stay with the Pilots. Veteran official Tom Orr right on the call there, also known as the mayor of Cambridge, Ohio.
That's his other job.
That's his other job.
Day job. These other officials I recognize, but again, I can't remember names. I'm at that age right now, Dave.
If I just had John Valentine with me tonight, John would know. Isley penetrates, picks it up, gets it to Lawleth. Nice dribble into the paint. Stops and pops for 2 more. Lawleth now with 9 here in the early going. 3:43 to go, and they lead 12-6. Nice job by the Pilots pressuring the basketball. Shenandoah trying to penetrate into this. Nice job. Little inside out look. Gets it to Fairchild, and Fairchild can make that shot, and he just proved that he can as he hits the 3rd 3 for all 9 points for Shenandoah. They've got 9, but they trail 12-9 here. 3:18 to go in the first quarter.
And by 3 different guys, which is good.
That's a good thing for them. They're, like you said, they've got 3 kids that can score, and they're going to need all of them tonight. Thompson now skips the ball over to Caden Johnson, who just came into the basketball game, and he lets a 3 go, and that one's good. And that's his first bucket of the game. Instant offense as he has just checked in. Now the Zeps back on offense. Fairchild penetrates in, the runner goes. Nice
Tough
job
shot
from Fairchild. Scoring off the dribble, he's got 5 now. 15-11. Pilots lead Zeps. First quarter action here in Sarahsville. Johnson now over to Thompson. Thompson surveys the situation. Back to Isley. Isley penetrate, crossover. Now gets it to Thompson at the high post. Now to Lawlethan. Lawlethan, 3-pointer, no good. Offensive rebound, though, to the Pilots. Lawlethan didn't want to take that second 3-point shot there. Rethinking and resetting the offense. Isley flashes high post, gets it to him. Turnaround jumper, and that's good. Cable Isley's first bucket of the game. He's got 2, 17-11 Pilots. Shenandoah now trying to attack again. Fairchild on the dribble. Another tough shot on the move, and he gets it to go. He's got 7 points, 17-13 now. Shenandoah finding a way just to hang around in this one, and that's good for them so far here.
Shooting the ball very well. They're 5 out of 7 so far from the field. I'm sure that Coach Smith will take that all night long.
Sure will. Nice pass from Isley down deep, but it's turned over. Bowers just checked in as well. He turns the basketball over, and now he gets called for a foul. And that is our first foul of the basketball game, class.
Almost a quarter into it.
I like it. That's
Clean game.
We're not going to be slowed down shooting a bunch of free throws.
No.
I like that one.
Home early tonight, maybe.
Early for you. You live right down the road here. Zeps on the attack again. Smith, he dribbles to the baseline, tries to pass it across, but it's intercepted, and here comes Bowers on the, and he goes all the way to the rim, and it's going to go, and it's going to be a blocking foul. Bowers, strong move to the bucket. He gets that one to go, and that foul, they called out on, I'm not sure who they just called that foul on.
I'm not seeing him put it up. There it is.
33, okay. I was going to say Stottsbury, that was my guess. Couldn't see who hit the floor, but that's his first, team's first, 1 foul apiece. Bowers at the line trying to complete the old-fashioned 3-point play, and it's off the rim, and there's going to be a foul on the rebound. Or a violation. I think it was a violation, not a foul. Somebody in the lane a little too quickly there, so Bowers going to get a second chance to complete that 3-point play. Dribbles it 3 times, looks at the rim, nice rotation, off back iron. Still didn't get it to go. Usually in the violation, they make it. That's it. You always get frustrated as a coach because you're like, see, we just gave him one. But Shenandoah back on offense. Fairchild penetrates, pulls, and pops from the 15 feet. Nice job keeping the ball alive there. Another nice tough shot. Stottsbury to the basket. He's got 5 points now. 19-15. Pilots lead Zeps. Under a minute to play here in the first quarter. Isley looking to penetrate against the zone. Gets it to Lawlethan at the 3-point line, or at the free throw line. Kicks it out for a 3. It's no good. Offensive rebound, but knocked away. Shenandoah comes up with it. 20 seconds to go here in the quarter. Bond penetrates, hands it off to Perkins. Perkins, he gets the 2 to go. 17-19. 9 seconds left. Pilots trying to get something done before the end of the quarter. 5 seconds. Isley down deep, inside, laid up, and missed at the buzzer. Ty Long had a chance to extend that lead, but he doesn't get it done. Ends the first quarter. Shenandoah leads this one. Shenandoah trails the River Pilots 19-7. You're watching high school basketball on AVC Sports.
Most of us are faced with uncertainty every day. Your job, your finances, sporting events, schooling for your children, and so much more. With so much uncertainty surrounding you, there's one auto dealership that you can be certain about, and that's Doan Ford. You can be certain that you'll always get a great deal and the best service afterwards. In business for nearly 60 years has given Doan Ford the reputation of being a strong, reliable dealership. Be certain. Choose Doan Ford. Online at doanford.com.
Back at Shenandoah High School for some second quarter action. High school boys basketball. The River Pilots lead this one 19-17 at the end of one over Shenandoah. A pretty well played first quarter. Not that many turnovers, only a couple of fouls, and lots of made baskets. 19-17 in that first quarter. Plaz, what was the shooting like there in that first quarter?
I tell you what, both teams have started out extremely hot. The homestanding Zeps were 7 out of 10 from the field overall, 3 out of 6 from behind the three-point arc. River was 8 out of 15, just a little less or a little more than 50%. They also were 3 out of 6. So River not used to giving up this many points, Dave. Right. I mean, 17 points. They're halfway to their defensive average already.
Shenandoah with the first possession here of the second quarter. Smith over to Bond.
Might have got away with a double dribble right there.
Now to Fairchild. Fairchild penetrates, picks the basketball up, gets to Stotsberry. Stotsberry tries to penetrate, can't get anything, and he kicks it back to Fairchild. Nice patience here. Haven't tried to force anything. Three-pointer on the way and nails it. Xander Fairchild. Second 3 of the ball game, and the Zeps take the lead 20-19. Pilots now trying to regroup here. They've played pretty well, but find themselves trailing. Isley just inside the three-point line lets it go, and it's no good. Offensive rebound and up and in by Peyton Blue. He's got 5 points now. Pilots retake that lead 21-20.
And that's 5 offensive rebounds already for the Pilots here this evening.
And that's something you said they've got to do a pretty good job at here for Shenandoah to stay in this basketball game. And they're just not getting it done right now. Too many second chance opportunities.
Thing that's keeping in the game right now, they are shooting the ball extremely well over the perimeter.
They are shooting it well. Smith now backs off toward the half-court line, gets it over to Bond. Now reverses this Fairchild. Fairchild got it at the high post to Perkins. Trying to run a little pick and roll action there. And unfortunately, Bond just couldn't come down with that pass and stay in bounds. The confines of the small gym here at Shenandoah High School.
Just 3 turnovers on the night so far for the Zeps.
That's a good, compared to some of the teams I've seen, that's really good right now.
Both teams taking care of the basketball at this point.
Thompson finds Lolithan. Lolithan shot fakes, gets blocked. Nice job by Austin Perkins, keeping his feet and then waiting till the shot went up to block it. Really nice job there, and they got control of the basketball. Fairchild, spin dribble, Isley harassing him. Miley came off that high screen looking for the basketball, couldn't get it. Fairchild trying to create again. Nice patience again here.
Good movement by the Zeps, though.
They're doing a nice job. They're not trying to force it. And unfortunately there, Stotsberry just got tangled up and fell over.
He did. Got his feet kind of crossed a little bit, couldn't regain his balance, and that's an unforced turnover there for the Zeps. 4 on the evening for Shenandoah.
Unfortunate there. River leading this one 21-20, 5:42 to go in the second quarter.
Another sub in for River. That's Reed Willis, number 24.
Nice play there. Nice handoff there from Long to Isley. Isley gets the layup to go. It's 23-20 now. Pilots lead the Zeps.
You know, Dave, another thing may make a difference for tonight's over. River seems to be deeper off their bench than what Shenandoah is.
Yep, Shenandoah is going to play about 6 guys, and that's going to do it. The Pilots comfortable going 8 or 9 deep. And Stottsbury was fortunate that got tipped out of bounds. And this is a good timeout here from Mark Smith. He wants to talk about it, taking a 30-second timeout. Last 2 possessions, they were patient, but it just wasn't very smooth there as they turned the basketball over.
Exactly. I said they've only had 4 on the evening, and I think they said that ball was tipped out of bounds. I think it's going to stay with the Zeps.
Yeah, it stays with the Zeps.
But yeah, overall, and the River right now so far only with 1 turnover. They've been done extreme. But again, the Zeps are hanging in there, only down by 3 because they have shot the ball so well.
And I think, too, you know, Shenandoah doing a nice job. They're extending that zone. They're trying to trap out of it. They're making River try to have to be patient. They're making them pass the basketball. And, you know, that was one of the things that you want to do. Defensively, 75% of all turnovers occur on the pass. And if you can make the team that you're playing pass the ball more, obviously the chances go up that they're going to turn the basketball over. So good job here from Shenandoah. Nice game plan. But, you know, River's got a couple of nice athletic kids, big kids like Thompson there at 6'4". They've always got an outlet they can just throw it up to.
Trap down in the corner. That's not where you want the ball.
You don't want it in the come trap me corner, that's for sure. And they get it out of there. Smith running the show out on by the half-court line. Penetration there from Perkins, but he loses the control of it. And there's another turnover, and here come the Pilots on the run. Blue kicks it out there to Long. Long, three-pointer, no good. Offensive rebound fought for and knocked out of bounds by Stottsbury. Pilots going to keep the basketball. Just got to come up. You got to end that defensive possession with that rebound. They're just not quite getting it done there. Pilots inbounding the ball.
Cale Vaughn back in the lineup now for the Zeps.
Blue tries to kick it inside, and they knock it off of, I thought they knocked it off of Isley. And
the mayor of Cambridge is going to agree with that original call. I thought that was definitely off a great player.
I thought he tipped it off of Isley, but obviously the guys wearing the stripes thought differently than we did. Off the inbounds play, Long can't get that shot to go, and cleared with the rebound. Here come the Zeps trying to cut into that 3-point lead. Nice pass to the high post. Fairchild gets a little space, lets it go, and he's fouled. He's going to get 3 free throws. And I know that's something that Coach Romick was concerned about, that Fairchild could really shoot the basketball.
He's quick. It doesn't take him long to get that shot off.
He doesn't need much space, does he? And he's going to get 3 free throws right here. That foul was on Cable Isley, his first and only the team's second foul. Fairchild got the first one to go. Second free throw up and good. 4:25 to go until halftime here. Fairchild with a chance to tie the basketball game at 23 if he can get this third free throw to go. Fairchild has it, dribbles it, spins the basketball, and that one's up and good. And somebody that's a good shooter, I expected him to make all 3 of those. Nice rotation on that. And again, Shenandoah extending that defense, making the Pilots pass the ball around them instead of up the floor. Isley tried to make something happen off the dribble, didn't get it done. Skip pass over to River Thompson. River Thompson penetrates. Tipped away inside, but regained by the Pilots. Now to Lolithan. Shot fake, pulls up, jumper, 15 feet, no good. Rebounded offensively though, kicked out to Thompson, bank shot way off the mark. Lolithan gets the rebound, flips it to Isley, and Isley gets the 3-pointer to go. He's got 7 points, and now the Pilots retake that lead, 26-23.
Again, offensive rebounding. The Zeps are going to have to do a much better job at the defensive end if they want to stay in this basketball game.
Extra chances for the Pilots right now. Smith out on the perimeter with the basketball, over to Miley. Hands it back to Smith. Fairchild trying to get himself open, but Isley staying right with him. Nice cut there from Miley, but they couldn't get him the basketball. Miley now on the wing. Outside to Smith. Tries to force it inside to Miley. Knocked away, but Bond gets it in the corner. Now Smith again. Nice patience again here from the Zeps. Trying to get something to happen here on offense, making the Pilots work on defense.
Set play here called out by Smith. We'll see what.
Got him open on the
nice
screen.
back cut on the other side.
Miley catches it down low, and with the kiss, it's a good bank shot. 26-25. Pilots lead by 1. 2.5 minutes to go until halftime. Lolithan gets it over to Thompson. Skips it to Blue. Back to Lolithan. Lolithan, River Thompson going to let the three-pointer go. It's off the rim. This time the Zeps get that rebound. Here comes Fairchild. He's trying to get all the way to the rim. He lays it up. Lots of contact. No call either way. And here come the Pilots with a defensive board. Isley all the way to the rim himself. Left-handed layup. Good. Cable Isley now. He's got 7 points in the quarter. 9 total. Pushes that lead back up to 3. 28-25. 1:56 to play until half. Nice set play the last trip there for the Zeps. Let's see if they can run another set or maybe get something off just a regular motion offense here. Nice open post concept. They really don't have a player they want to keep down in the post, so they keep that area open in the lane.
Yeah, they don't have a true post player.
And they try to get those back cuts or that off that cut off that high screen where they're trying to get the basketball as they're going to the basket. Body's hitting the floor. Boy, there's a deep three from Stottsbury, and it's off the mark. Isley with the rebound. Here come the Pilots on the run. 1:15 to play until half. Isley said, I'll take it myself. He doesn't get boxed out. He gets his own offensive board, and he puts it back in. Isley on a nice run here in the second quarter. He's got 11, 9 in the quarter. It's 30-25, a minute to go. Zeps really need a bucket here to stay in reach. Fairchild, 3 off the mark. Offensive rebound, though. Smith kicks it into Bond. Bond, it's knocked away. Scramble for the basketball, and the Pilots have the basketball. Lolithan going to walk the ball up the floor. 40 seconds now until half. Blue.
See if they try to decide maybe to hold for one here.
They might be doing that. Lolithan looks up at the clock. They got a couple of subs waiting at the table, but they're not going to make it in here. Now down to 20 seconds left here until halftime. Pilots look like they're going to be content taking this down and getting the last shot. They lead at 30-25. Lolithan holding the basketball. 10 seconds now. 8. Pilots trying to get something. 5. Isley going to create. Knocked away from him at the free throw line. They kick it out to Lolithan for a 3 at the buzzer, and it is no good. I thought it might fall in there off the front iron, but it did not. And that's going to end the first half. The River Pilots holding a 30-25 lead over the Shenandoah Zeps. We'll be back after we pay some bills. You're watching high school basketball on AVC Sports.
Promises. You've heard them all. Peace of mind, quality insurance products, superior claim service, all at a fair and competitive price. Since 1848, Westfield Insurance has promised to provide excellent insurance coverage for your home, auto, and business. Sharing knowledge, building trust. That is Westfield Insurance's pledge to their customers. For a quote on protecting your home, auto, and business, call WB Green Insurance today. WB Green, professional insurance.
Our community is a special place, and you work hard to make a living and build a good life for you and your family. It's not always easy. You deserve a local financial partner to be there when you need them most. At Woodsfield Savings Bank, we live, work, and play here. Our cutting-edge technology combined with local decision-making allows us to deliver unmatched personal service. Let us start earning your trust today. Woodsfield Savings Bank. It's personal here.
Now located at 16050 McConnellsville Road in Caldwell, Ohio. Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance Company is a mutual insurance company established in 1896 for the purpose of providing insurance coverage to rural Ohio. They offer a product to meet your insurance need, whether it is for a farm, rental dwelling, home in town, secondary or seasonal dwelling, churches, or mobile home. They partner with Grinnell Mutual Insurance Company to offer liability coverage to package with their Patrons Buckeye Mutual policy. Call today at 638-3604 and follow them on Facebook at Patrons Buckeye.
Nothing fights the winter blues like a delicious and satisfying meal. Luckily, Omaha Steaks makes it easy to start the year right and keep that warm and cozy feeling going all winter long. Right now is the perfect time to stock up and fill your freezer with flavor. Go to omahasteaks.com and use promo code SIZZLE at checkout and get $30 off your order. Save on perfectly portioned favorites, easy meals, and so much more with Omaha Steaks Freezer Filler Sale. That's $30 off an endless variety of gourmet choices, from incredible steaks, premium chicken, delicious pork to seafood. There's something for everyone, and every bite is backed by their 100% money-back guarantee. Visit omahasteaks.com today. Enter SIZZLE at checkout to get $30 off your order. Order with complete confidence today, knowing you're ordering the very best. Visit omahasteaks.com. Use promo code SIZZLE at checkout to get that extra $30 off your order. Minimum order may be required.
I was sitting in my car and it wouldn't start. I lifted the hood and the engine was falling apart. What would I do? My eyes filled with tears. Then on the radio I heard of West 40 by Pay here, where for a little money down and a little each week, I could have a car, nice, shiny, and sleek. So I walked in the door and I put the money down. Now I got a nice car that I can drive around. West 40 by Pay here will help rebuild your credit. The corner of Dewey and Route 40 in Cambridge, don't you forget it.
West 40 Auto Sales, corner of Route 40 and Dewey Avenue in Cambridge, is home of the Guaranteed Credit Approval, with most loans approved while you wait. Go to their website to fill out an online loan application, west40autosales.com. You'll also find their weekly special listed there.
Back at Shenandoah High School, halftime here as the River Pilots have jumped out to a 30-25 lead over the Shenandoah Zeps. An entertaining first quarter, or first half, I should say. Both teams shot the ball very well. Lots of nice pace in the basketball game. Both teams doing some nice things, and just a pleasure to watch a pretty well-played basketball game so far, Plaz.
It has been, I tell you, and Shenandoah is doing the things overall that they need to do to stay in the game. Like you said, they've shot it well. They only got 15 shots the whole first half, but they were able to make 9 of those, and 4 out of 9 from behind the three-point arc. We talked early on, we thought the big difference this basketball game might be the offensive rebounding of River, and that's taken a toll on his Zeps a little bit in the first half. River coming down with 9 offensive rebounds, a lot more opportunities. They got 29 shots off in the first half, so that's something that the Zeps are going to have to cut down on if they want to stay in this basketball
game. And that's a key for any team in any level of basketball. You want to get more shots than your opponent. And you want those to be, you want to get more good shots than your opponent.
Right.
And I don't think they've really forced anything that's been bad. So they're getting more shot opportunities because, one, they're getting more offensive rebounds. That's something that Shenandoah is just going to have to do a better job of. And there was always one of those things, and Bob Huggins' teams have traditionally, when they were at Cincinnati, when they were at Walsh, when they were at West Virginia, they rebound. And one thing that Huggins always talks about is rebounding is effort related. And I always thought that was that was just so right on the money, because he would have teams that aren't necessarily very big but could really rebound. And that's the thing that Shenandoah is going to have to do. They're just going to have to put more effort in on the defensive and offensive boards to try to get some more chances of their own and keep River off the glass.
And that's something you can do every night. I always told my kids 2 things that always travel: you can play defense and you can rebound. Those are all effort type things. You're going to shoot the ball. You're not going to shoot it well every night. Good thing for the Zeps, and so far to this point, they have shot it well, which is the only reason. But what I like, and I was a coach that I thought that I like to think I was disciplined and what my kids did. Both these teams very, very disciplined tonight, being very patient offensively, and getting quality shots.
Well, another one of those coaching adages that I've heard over the years is you can shoot too much, you can dribble too much, you can pass too much, but you can never rebound too much.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
And if you can convince the coach, I'm going to get some rebounds for you, you're going to find yourself playing. If you can rebound, if you can play defense and rebound, you're going to play.
You're going to find a spot on the
Dennis Rodman. I mean, Dennis Rodman couldn't throw the ball in the ocean from the beach, but by golly, he could rebound. So he creates opportunities for his team.
Some of my favorite players that I ever coached were kids that they didn't score. You know, they might average 3 or 4 points a game, but I'm telling you what, they were dogs on defense. You know, they could guard the post, they could guard the perimeter, and boy, they pound you on the boards.
Well, speaking of scoring, for the River Pilots, Cable Isley leads the way for the Pilots. He's got 11 points here at halftime. Brody Lolithan, he has 9 points. Caden Johnson has a 3 for 3 points. Finn Bowers has 2 points, and Peyton Blue has 5 points, and that rounds out the total of 30 for the Pilots here in the first half. Shenandoah, led by Xander Fairchild, he's got 13 points, 3 of those on 3 free throws he made, getting fouled on a 3-point shot, and he also has 2 more 3-pointers to go along with that. He's got 13. Karsten Smith with 3, Grant Stottsberry with 2, Austin Perkins with 2, and Weston Miley with 2 for a total of 25 for the Zeps. And as we were talking, you know, one of the things we think the Zeps need to do a little better here, they got to get some more rebounds, most offensively and defensively. One of those other things that creates opportunities is turnovers. As you said, how many turnovers for Shenandoah? They only have 4.
They've got 6 total.
6 total
for the half.
And then how many do the Pilots have?
Just 1.
And see, that's a sign of a good basketball team right there. 1 turnover. They're handling the ball. They're handling the pressure well. And it's always nice, too. We were talking about this. You know, you got 6'4" River Thompson over there. You got Peyton Blue, who's not that tall, but he is a thick kid.
Right. Good athlete.
You have those kids as outlets if you get in a trap situation. You just throw it, and they're going to get it for you. So that's kind of a nice thing that River has going for him. So only 1 turnover here. Shenandoah, to be successful here in this second half, they got to get some more rebounds, and they've got to force some more opportunities. They've got to force some turnovers out of River.
Thing is, River has the very experienced guards out on top.
Exactly.
In Lolithan and Isley. And that both teams really have taken care of the basketball. It's been a clean game.
Yes.
Each team has just been to the free throw line 1 time.
And, you know, the other thing about Isley and Lolithan, not only are they, you know, they're good athletes, but, boy, they are solid kids. I mean, They are physically strong. You're not just going to bump them and make them turn it over, because if you try to bump them, you're probably going to bounce off.
And they show no emotion, which I always love that in kids. When you can't tell whether you've just made a good play or a bad play. They're the same. They keep that same temperament all the time.
Mark Romick's been coaching for a long time. He's coached long enough to have coached Mike Snively.
That's a
basketball.
long time.
And that's a long time. So I'm sure he's got a pretty good game plan for what he wants to accomplish here in this second half. Only a 5-point deficit here for the Zeps, though. So I'm sure they got to be pleased that they're hanging in here so far, because they got beat by 20 earlier in the season and only scored 32 points. So they're on the way to that. Shenandoah starting off the second half. They packed that zone back down a little bit more this time. They like to match up out of this. They try to pressure the basketball when it's in their area. Lolithan has it on top for the Pilots. Back to Thompson. He tries to penetrate. Isley now, he penetrates back to River Thompson. Lolithan got it. He's looking for somebody. He's got Thompson at the free throw line. Tried to penetrate closer, but couldn't get there. Skips it all the way to Lolithan on the other side of the floor. Very patient basketball team right now. They get it down to that short corner. Back to Lolithan, wide open 3. Off the top of the backboard, hit the support, out of bounds. Good defensive possession there for the Zeps. They get the stop and the basketball here.
Really no dribble penetration drives that time by Rivers. Shenandoah are doing a pretty good job denying that dribble penetration.
Now Shenandoah on the attack. Fairchild trying to create. Swings it over to Bond. They're posting up inside, but can't get it in there to Miley. Fairchild would like to create off the dribble again. Nice help defense there from the Pilots. Stottsbury all the way, blocked by Thompson and out of bounds. Stottsbury caught it while he was standing out of bounds. Nice penetration to the rim, but better defensive play there by the Pilots.
Good job by Thompson to be able to block that and not get a foul called against him.
Thompson now with the basketball out on top. Looking at Lolithan, decides on the three himself. It's off the mark. Offensive board though for the Pilots. Lolithan corrals it up and in. Brody Lolithan, his first point since the first quarter. And there's a quick timeout from Shenandoah. It's a 30-second, so we'll just keep it right here. I think that's one of those where coach just does not want this to get away from him here. 32-25. They had the first possession they liked. They had a good defensive possession, got the basketball, but then got a shot block on the other end, and now they gave up a couple more offensive boards.
Exactly. I think that's probably what he's talking about right now, because I'm sure they discussed that at halftime, that if they're going to stay in it, they got to do a better job rebounding defensively. And the bucket right there came off an offensive rebound.
You can do lots of good things in a zone. I mean, Syracuse has won a national championship primarily playing a 2-3 zone. But you've got to be able to rebound out of the zone because you don't really have a block-out responsibility. Right. So you really have to get after the basketball. And that's something it's a little easier said than done because, pretty much across the board, River has better size than Shenandoah. A little more physical, a little more experienced. A little bit motion here and then kicks it inside. Fairchild thought about the three, now penetrates. Left-handed runner, no good. And here come the Pilots on the run. Oh, nice pass there from Isley, and Blue got it. It almost got knocked away from him. Bond almost knocked it away, but Blue catches it, lays it in. Now it's 34-25, and now we're going to take a full timeout. So we'll take a timeout as well. You're watching high school basketball on AVC Sports.
Are you aware that planning your funeral ahead of time doesn't have to cost you a thing? Hello, I'm Brian Chandler, owner of Chandler Funeral Home and Cremation Service in Caldwell. We hear often people would like to get something down on paper but have their own insurance policy or money set aside for the expenses in a bank account. We want you to know that we often sit down with folks to take obituary information and discuss their wishes ahead of time without any prepaying. To learn more, visit us online at www.chandlerfuneralhome.net or by calling 740-732-1311. Choose comfort. Choose Chandler Funeral Home.
Everyone's looking for an encouraging sign in today's economy. The fact is, you'll find one right here in Caldwell at State Farm Agent Sue Snode's office. Because State Farm agents like Sue have been here helping people protect the things that matter most. That's why more people trust State Farm, and we consider that a very good sign. See State Farm Agent Sue Snode at 400 East Street, Caldwell.
Dave Hilliard back here at Shenandoah High School along with my partner Plaz tonight. We've got the Pilots at the Zeps. Pilots leading this one 34-25. Shenandoah desperately trying not to let this game get away from them, but boy, this first 4 minutes of the second half has all gone to the Pilots, and there's a nice out-of-bounds play right back to the person that inbounds the basketball. Is always a good idea. Stottsbury gets it inside, and he is fouled, and he's going to shoot 2 free throws.
He came off that sideline. That could be shot out of a cannon. I tell you, nice out-of-bounds play drawn up there by Coach Smith.
Nice job. They needed a bucket, and they're going to get free throws. Stottsbury with the first one. Or excuse me. Put it on the wrong person there. And he gets both free throws to go.
5 of 5 on the night so far for the Zeps from the free throw lines.
Stottsbury gets a much needed 2 for the Zeps, and as we talked about, they extended the defense a little bit here.
You called it.
They're going to try to trap out of it maybe a little more as well, but it's really tough trying to trap a 6'4" River Thompson out there handling the basketball. Isley's got it on the wing, gets it to that short corner. Back to Isley. Thompson out on top. They want it on that baseline again. Thompson, boy, he's got the three, and he's just not going to shoot it. They're trying to get it inside, and they do. And it's up and in there. Nice job there by the Pilots, and that was Long that converted that bucket. That's his first of the game. And they lead this one 36-27. They pushed this lead out to 9. There's good movement again. Stottsbury going to let a three go, and he gets it. 36-30 now, just what the doctor ordered for the Zeps. And they're extending the defense, as we talked about. Going to try to make it a little tougher on the Pilots. Maybe get in a spot where they can trap. Bond does a nice job harassing Lawlithan out top. But there's your outlet again, the 6'4" River Thompson. Down in that short corner to Long on the baseline. A good spot to attack the zone. Doesn't seem like it, but it is, because you can turn and face, and now they get it back inside to Long again. 2 more for Long. He's got 4 in the quarter, and I think that's something the Pilots talked about in their halftime maybe, is let's get the ball inside.
Oh, when they reversed that ball, I tell you what, Long pinned his man down inside. That's 2 good passes in a row by Peyton Blue.
Fairchild out to Smith. 3 off the back iron. Isley with the rebound. Here come the Pilots on the run. They got to stop the basketball. Long penetrates, gets it to Thompson. Thompson inside, good. 6'4", gets it that deep. He's going to score, and it's a 10-point lead now for the Pilots, 40-30. 3.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Shenandoah needing another good offensive possession, needing a basket to get this back into single digits. Nice ball movement there. Stottsbury, another 3, no good. Here come the Pilots again. Isley with the basketball. Behind the back, between the legs, and a crossover. Showed us all his moves in one little sequence. Lawlithan kicks it out to Blue, skip pass to Isley. Isley, 3-pointer, no good. Rebound for Stottsbury, and he gets it to his teammate. Nice play there by Stottsbury. Smith going to go all the way to the rim, and he gets fouled. Nice job by Smith, taking it all the way, taking it right to the chest of the bigger defender.
Good call that made by the official that time. The defender, Thompson, just didn't quite have his feet set, still moving.
Thompson, that's his second foul. We see some subs over there ready to come into the game. Smith going to get a chance to get on the scoreboard. His 4th point now as he makes that free throw. He hit a 3 early in the first quarter. Austin Perkins checking in for the Zeps. We had Finn Bowers coming into the basketball game, and Reed Willis. If his name was just Willis Reed, that would be a little basketball name,
We're
wouldn't it?
showing our age a little bit right there, Dave.
Karsten Smith gets a second free throw. It's 40-32. Pilots with the basketball.
Still hanging around.
They're still hanging around. Working against this 2-3 zone. Penetration, but stopped there. Now they get it into Blue. Blue trying to make a post move. He kicks it across the lane, and there's going to be a foul. Bowers powered it up and through the contact. He was fouled, and he's going to get to shoot a free throw to try to convert the old-fashioned three-point play.
Bowers just off the bench. That was a nice, strong move by him inside there.
This time Bowers does get the three-point play, and now he pushes that lead out to 11. River leads this one 43-32, 2:20 left in the third quarter. Fairchild with the basketball out top, thinking about a 3. Spin dribble, gets it over to Smith. Smith gets it inside. Nice job inside out from offense there. Bond, 3-pointer on the way, but he's fouled. And he's going to get to shoot 3 there, fouled by Bowers in the corner. And that's going to be 3 free throws there for Cale Bond. Shenandoah back at the free throw line. And that's where you want to be when you're behind. The clock is stopped and a chance to cut into the lead, but Bond doesn't get the first one to go.
That's just their first miss on the evening. 7 out of 8 now for the Zeps.
Bond, second free throw off the front iron and no good. Still trying to get into the scoring column himself here. One more chance on this 3 free throw opportunity for Bond. Few dribbles, eyes the rim. That one's good. 1 out of 3 goes there. It's 43-33. River leads this one. 2 minutes to go until the end of the third quarter. Into Blue at the high post. He turns and squares. Can't find anybody. Ball tipped away from him, but still controls it. Willis had it. Now to River Thompson. Isley's got it. Looking at Blue at the high post. Isley on the wing, harassed by Bond. Nice penetration, pull-up jumper.
Sweet.
Caleb Isley, nice move on the baseline. Pull-up jumper to make it 45-33 River. 1:25 left until the end of the third quarter. Fairchild can't get anything created on the dribble, being harassed by Isley. Stotsberry gets it to Smith. Smith gets a 3 to go in the corner. Cuts the lead back to 9 points, 45-36. Just over a minute to go in the third quarter. Thompson walks the ball up for the Pilots. Blue at the high post. If they can get it to him, that's going to be a nice spot for him to survey the situation, and he's going to take the shot. Doesn't get it to go, and it's rebounded by Perkins. And here comes Shenandoah, a chance to cut into the lead. 48 seconds to go. Stotsberry over to Fairchild. Now to Bond. Bond thought about trying to get it to Perkins on that cut, but not quite there. Smith gets around the defensive pressure, pulls up. Bond going to hand it back to Smith. 23 seconds now. Stotsberry. Looks like they're going to get one shot here at the end of the quarter. Stotsberry, nice screen for him, but they can't get it to him. 5 seconds. Bond creates on the dribble. Out to Stotsberry. Three-pointer partially blocked at the buzzer. No good. That is going to end our third quarter of action. River Pilots lead this one over Shenandoah, 45-36. You're watching high school basketball on AVC Sports.
Now located at 16050 McConnellsville Road in Caldwell, Ohio. Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance Company is a mutual insurance company established in 1896 for the purpose of providing insurance coverage to rural Ohio. They offer a product to meet your insurance need, whether it is for a farm, rental dwelling, home in town, secondary or seasonal dwelling, churches, or mobile home. They partner with Grinnell Mutual Insurance Company to offer liability coverage to package with their patrons Buckeye Mutual policy. Call today at 638-3604 and follow them on Facebook at Patrons Buckeye.
Fourth quarter action about to begin here at Shenandoah High School. The River Pilots have extended their halftime lead. They now lead this one 45-36. Shenandoah still within striking distance, so Plas.
Just hanging in there by a thread. We made mention that they only actually got 7 shots from the field that quarter. Luckily, they did get 5 points from the free throw line. That's allowed them to kind of hang in there. I mean, they're only down 9, but they need to make a little run here to start the fourth quarter.
Sign of a good basketball team. River had 6 players score in that third quarter for their 15 points. Nice job by the Pilots. Shenandoah, though, with first possession here, and they are really making it tough on Fairchild to get a shot off. Smith going to let one go, about 12-footer, and it's no good. Alternate possession, though, on the rebound, going to go to the Pilots. And let's see if Shenandoah tries to extend their defense a little bit here again. They are past half court. Maybe influence Lawlethan over there into a trap. He gets it across the timeline and gets it to River Thompson. Isley, elbow jumper, good. Isley now extending the lead to 9. The Pilots looking like they're going to take control of this basketball game. Bond fumbled the ball, but did manage to get a layup to go. His first bucket of the game. He's got 3 points off that one free throw. It's now 47-38. Pilots attacking the zone again. Lawlethan finds Long. Swings it back to Thompson. Isley's got it out top. Between the leg dribble, back to River Thompson out on top. Lawlethan at the free throw line. Shot up and good. Brody Lawlethan. He's got 11 points now for the Pilots. 49-38.
Dave, the Pilots are 9 out of 10 from 2-point range here in the second half.
Taking some good shots and making them. Zeps now. Fairchild trying to use a screen to get open. Smith swings it over to him on the left side. Isley up in his grill. Fairchild spin dribble. Tough shot. Isley contested that one pretty well. Lolithan with the ball, kicks it head to Long. Long lays it up, but that's a block. Good call by the official. Stotsbury just couldn't quite get back there and get good defensive position, and that's going to be Grant's second foul. Ty Long going to shoot 2 free throws here for the Pilots.
Nobody in foul trouble for either team. A pretty clean game all the way around.
Long gets that first one. He's got 5 points now, all in the second half for the Pilots. Fairchild out of the game now. Weston Miley back in. Long second free throw. One dribble, rotation off the front iron, but it's an offensive board from Lolithan, and he powers it up through contact and makes it. Nice move, a foul on Austin Perkins. Lolithan, a strong rebound and stick back, and a chance for the three-point play.
The Zeps just unable to keep the Pilots off the offensive glass.
Lead now at 14, 6:10 to go. Lolithan a chance to extend it to 15. And his free throw rattles around and is good. 53-38. Just over 6 minutes to go in this basketball game. Shenandoah needs some points. They need some forced turnovers. And they need the Pilots to do something out of character for them to get back into this one. Bond has got it. Now to Stotsbury. Stotsbury all the way to the rim. Strong move, and he's fouled. Up and in, and he's fouled. And that looked like that was on Peyton Blue. It's going to be his first foul of the game. Stotsbury at the line. He's going to try to finish the old-fashioned three-point play. He's got 12 now with a chance to extend that to 13.
Boy, nice little jab step out there by Stotsbury. Got River Thompson to kind of gamble a little bit. Boy, you don't want your kids gambling.
Stotsbury makes the free throw, cuts the lead back to 12, 53-41, 5:45 to play in the ball game.
Zeps are going to need 2 or 3 defensive stops here, though, to get back in this thing.
They're going to need some stops, got to get some rebounds. They got to make some shots. They haven't got very many of those shots.
No,
Here's been their problem tonight.
Still in that zone.
River being very patient. Bowers down underneath, and he kicks it out to Blue. Lolithan now. Over to Johnson. Johnson finds Lolithan in the mid-post. Nice move inside, but he can't get the shot to go. Rebounded by Shenandoah. Bond's got the basketball. He's going to push it ahead to Stotsbury. Stotsbury, deep three off the rim. Tipped off, and I think, yep, that was off Austin Perkins. Stuck his hand up there, couldn't quite corral it. Goes out of bounds to the Pilots.
Boy, that shot could have been huge here. If that shot would have gone for Stotsbury, could have got it back to single digits.
Right.
Good look at it, though. He's shot the ball well tonight. That's who you want shooting it.
5:01 to go in the basketball game. River leads this one 53-41.
I tell you who's been very quiet here is Fairchild.
You know, Isley has done
he's done a great job on him.
He's done a really good job guarding him, especially the second half. He has just been in lockdown mode on Fairchild. Fairchild back into the game here. A little breather there, and they're going to need him to go the rest of the way. They're going to need him to score here. Isley, nice hook pass.
Nice pass.
Down to Long, and he lays it up and in. Long's got 7 now. Beautiful pass from Isley. Shenandoah now down 14, 55-41. Smith to Bond. Bond, Perkins, now to Miley. Smith's got it. He penetrates. He's fouled, and it goes. And he's going to have a chance for the three-point play there. That foul on Brody Lolithan. Smith, two-pointer with a chance to make the three, and you know, Shenandoah just won't go away.
They hang in there. I tell you, that's a nice use of left hand there by Smith.
And he rattles that
strong hand to right hand. I don't think he gets that to go.
He rattles that free throw in. 55-44. Still 4 minutes, 15 seconds to go in the basketball game. Shenandoah hanging tough here. Lawlethan at the high post. Kicks it back out. Nice ball movement. River Thompson inside. He's rejected. Saved. Nice play from Bond. Saved the basketball. Here's the Zeps' chance to get it to single digits. They're down 55-44. Smith thought about the three. Shot fakes it. Kicks it to Bond. Fairchild trying to get himself open. Smith now gets it. Fairchild. Smith, left hand dribble. Off to Bond. Bond backs it off. Miley now. Hands it to Fairchild. Fairchild looking to create. Gets it to Miley, but it's intercepted. Nice defensive play inside there by Caden Johnson. Looked like Miley had an opportunity to catch it and lay it in inside, but taken away there by the Pilots.
That was the first turnover by either team here in the second half.
River Thompson now. He finds Isley in at the mid-post. I think he got away with a double dribble. He did not.
The Cambridge mayor.
Tom Orr right on top of that one. As I was saying, I thought he got away with the double dribble, but he did not. It's called. 3 minutes to go. 55-44. Shenandoah again with an opportunity to cut it to single digits. What's going to hurt them, they've only got 3 team fouls. If you get in a position where you have to foul, it's going to take them a while to get the Pilots into the bonus.
Nice set play there for Stottsbury. In and out.
Boy, they ran a nice set play there. Stottsbury rattles the three in and out. Nice play, though. Gave him the opportunity, yes. All you need is that opportunity. Stottsbury had it. Rattles in and out on him. Isley, high post. Gets it down to Long. Long, spin dribble. Lays it up and in.
Tough shot.
Tough shot. Nice move.
They're just so strong inside.
57-44, 2:20 to play. Desperation time here for Shenandoah. They need some baskets and they need them quick. Fairchild off a screen. Harassed by Isley. Isley's done a nice job guarding Fairchild.
He shut him down. Fairchild, their leading scorer for the Zeps.
Smith. Now Fairchild. Penetrates. Taken away. Nice job. Nice help there by Long. Long going to take it all the way to the rim. Left-hand layup. Good. Long, he's got 7 points here in the fourth quarter. He's got 11 for the basketball game.
Dave, I don't think Fairchild's even gotten a shot off here in the second half.
He hasn't been able to get the shot off because Isley has been right in his grill. Fairchild almost got the shot off.
Case in point right there. Good recovery by Isley.
Isley closed out on him and didn't let him get the shot off. Stottsbury penetrates. Ball tipped away, and he catches it and lays it in. Timeout. Full timeout, so we'll take a break. It's 59-46, a minute 25 to play. You're watching high school basketball on AVC Sports.
Promises. You've heard them all. Peace of mind, quality insurance products, superior claim service, all at a fair and competitive price. Since 1848, Westfield Insurance has promised to provide excellent insurance coverage for your home, auto, and business. Sharing knowledge, building trust. That is Westfield Insurance's pledge to their customers. For a quote on protecting your home, auto, and business, call WB Green Insurance today. WB Green, professional insurance.
Back at Shenandoah High School, late in the fourth quarter here, River Pilots lead this one 59-46. Just telling my partner Plaz here, you hear somebody in the stands yell up and down at the official. There's no such thing as an up and down. It's traveling, but it's not traveling in that case because the ball was tipped out of Stottsbury's hands. And I love it when people yell the wrong thing from the stands.
You know, and that's a heads-up play by Stottsbury to regain control of that and go right back up with it again.
Great offensive play there.
So, again, I think the only way that the Zeps have any, they've got to get a couple quick turnovers here defensively.
They got to get a turnover right here. River not in a big hurry to get the basketball up the floor. Lawlethan crosses the timeline. Nice job moving the basketball. Isley finds And it's off. Nice play there. Looked like it was going to be an easy 2 there. Caden Johnson trying to find Long again, but the ball tipped out of bounds and off Long's hand. So Shenandoah still got the chance. Here they come at minute 10. They need a little more urgency here. Smith going to get a little hitch in his giddy up here. Bond over to Smith.
Joe Radizak in the lineup for the first time tonight.
Radizak in the basketball game. He looks like a screener.
Yeah.
And that's what he was trying to do.
Quite a football player.
Radizak trying to set the screen. They're trying to explain to him. Radizak, I watched him play football. Nice football player. You can tell he's a physical young man, and he was in to set some screens. You can tell. Isley gets out of the trap on the sideline, but then loses control of the basketball. Jumped up in the air, called timeout before he hit the ground, and they had timeouts to burn, so that's going to be a 30-second timeout for the Pilots. They lead this one, though, by 13 with just 44 seconds to play. So it's all a matter of just running the clock out here, to be honest, Blaz.
That avoided a timeout there for River. Heads-up play that time. I tell you, Isaiah, I'm so impressed with him. Watched him during football season. Was a first-team All-State quarterback. He is quite a leader, just and not a vocal leader. But he leads by example. I tell you, he is solid.
He is a good defender. He is a more than capable handling the basketball, and he has been able to score tonight as well.
And
so,
good bloodlines. His brother was an All-State player a few years ago and a 4-year starter down at Marietta College with a very successful Division III program.
Now, River just trying to hold the basketball, move the basketball, let that clock run out as they lead this one by 13, 30 seconds to play. Shenandoah pretty much knows what's up here, and they're going to find Isley underneath for a cheap one. And he lays it up, and it's 61-46. Now under 20 seconds here. Smith across the timeline to Bond. Radizak, nice cut there. Fairchild, deep 3 ball on the way. That might be the first shot he got here in the second half. And the rebound off to the Pilots, and they're going to win this basketball game 61-46 over the Shenandoah Zeps. We'll be back here in a few to wrap up tonight's broadcast and give you some scoring and stats and all that fun information you need at the end of the basketball game. You're watching high school basketball on AVC Sports.
Everyone's looking for an encouraging sign in today's economy. The fact is, you'll find one right here in Caldwell at State Farm Agent Sue Snode's office. Because State Farm agents like Sue have been here helping people protect the things that matter most. That's why more people trust State Farm, and we consider that a very good sign. See State Farm Agent Sue Snode at 400 East Street, Caldwell.
I was sitting in my car and it wouldn't start. I lifted the hood and the engine was falling apart. What would I do? My eyes filled with tears. Then on the radio I heard of West 40 by Pay here, where for a little money down and a little each week, I could have a car, nice, shiny, and sleek. So I walked in the door and I put the money down. Now I got a nice car that I can drive around. West 40 by Pay here will help rebuild your credit. The corner of Dewey and Route 40 in Cambridge, don't you forget it.
West 40 Auto Sales, corner of Route 40 and Dewey Avenue in Cambridge, is home of the guaranteed credit approval, with most loans approved while you wait. Go to their website to fill out an online loan application, west40autosales.com. You'll also find their weekly special listed there.
Our community is a special place, and you work hard to make a living and build a good life for you and your family. It's not always easy. You deserve a local financial partner to be there when you need them most. At Woodsfield Savings Bank, we live, work, and play here. Our cutting-edge technology combined with local decision-making allows us to deliver unmatched personal service. Let us start earning your trust today. Woodsfield Savings Bank, It's personal here.
Are you aware that planning your funeral ahead of time doesn't have to cost you a thing? Hello, I'm Brian Chandler, owner of Chandler Funeral Home and Cremation Service in Caldwell. We hear often people would like to get something down on paper but have their own insurance policy or money set aside for the expenses in a bank account. We want you to know that we often sit down with folks to take obituary information and discuss their wishes ahead of time without any prepaying. To learn more, visit us online at www.chandlerfuneralhome.net or by calling 740-732-1311. Choose comfort. Choose Chandler Funeral Home.
Now located at 16050 McConnellsville Road in Caldwell, Ohio. Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance Company is a mutual insurance company established in 1896 for the purpose of providing insurance coverage to rural Ohio. They offer a product to meet your insurance need, whether it is for a farm, rental dwelling, home in town, secondary or seasonal dwelling, churches, or mobile home. They partner with Grinnell Mutual Insurance Company to offer liability coverage to package with their patrons Buckeye Mutual policy. Call today at 638-3604 and follow them on Facebook at Patrons Buckeye.
Back at Shenandoah to wrap up this basketball game, Dave Hilliard, along with Plaz tonight, watched the River Pilots defeat the Shenandoah Zeps 61-46. End of the first quarter, it was 19-17. River had a 2-point lead, a pretty fast-paced first quarter. Lots of made shots in that first quarter, too. Halftime, the Pilots extended that lead to 30-25. And then a key portion of the basketball game, that first 4 minutes of the second half, the Pilots extended their lead. They got it out to 45-36 at the end of the third quarter, and then just piled on a little bit more. They extended that out to a 15-point victory as they claimed the win 61-46 here in Sarahsville. For the Pilots, they had 3 players in double figures tonight. Cable Isley led them with 17 points. Brady Lolithan had 16. And then Ty Long had 11 points, all in the second half as they really tried to get the ball inside to him. And he answered the call as he ended up with 11 points there. Also for the Pilots, Peyton Blue had 7, Finn Bowers with 5, Caden Johnson with 3, and River Thompson with 2. For Shenandoah, 3 players in double figures, and again, that's what we would have expected because they had 3 guys averaging in double figures. Grant Stottsberry had 15 points, Xander Fairchild with 13, all of those in the first half, and that was a key tonight. Karsten Smith had 11, Cale Bond had 3 points for the Zeps, Austin Perkins with 2, and Weston Miley with 2 for their 46 total. And Plaz, I believe you've got some stats that you can share with us here about the shooting.
Dave, I tell you what, both teams really shot the ball pretty well tonight. The Zeps overall, 15 out of 31, 48%. The Pilots, 26 of 49, 53%. 2 big things there, though. The Pilots were 14 out of 17 in the second half from 2-point range. They just pounded the ball down inside, and Shenandoah had no answer for it. And the other thing is, River got 18 more shots than what the Pilots did, basically because they were out rebounded at the offensive end. The Pilots with 14 offensive rebounds. Just too much strength down inside tonight for the Zeps.
Exactly.
The Zeps did a nice job. I thought they had a good game plan. They had no answer for River though down inside.
And I just don't think they had any answer for Cable Isley. Isley ran the show. He scored 17 to lead him in scoring, and he just flat out shut down Xander Fairchild in the second half.
And he's so smooth. The mark of a good player to me is somebody that does all those things. You sometimes don't even recognize he's on the floor.
Right.
Then you start looking at his stats and you look at who he's guarding, and he did an outstanding job leading his basketball team. And the other thing I liked, and you mentioned the fact they've got 6'3" or 6'4" River Thompson they put out there on the point, and you got the 2 small guards for Shenandoah. He just threw the ball over top of them.
Right.
He saw the whole floor, and he knew where to go with the basketball. Good move by Coach Romick.
Those guys can't get in the passing lane because when Thompson's got the ball up over his head, they can't sniff the passing lane, so he can see right over them. And there's always, if there's a trap, you always have that release. You can throw that back to him. I mean, good job there, good coaching there, good setup to way to attack that defense. The Pilots now run their record to 12-2 on the season. They've got a busy week here. They go to Shadyside, or they host Shadyside on Friday night, and as you told me, that's a big rivalry game for them. and then they go to Steubenville Saturday night. So
that'll be an interesting game for them. And again, we mentioned earlier, it's getting tournament time. You're looking at probably 4 weeks down the road, and you want to start playing those teams that's going to get you tournament tested.
Right.
And that's going to be a good test for the Pilots Friday up at Steubenville. Or Saturday, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Saturday. Shenandoah drops to 7-7, 500 right now. For them, they go to Waterford on Friday night, and then next Tuesday they play Monroe Central. So a couple basketball games coming up for them that, one of those where I believe, I'm looking, Waterford beat Shenandoah 61-58 early in the season. So they're going to be looking to avenge a pretty close loss in that game Friday night. And then Monroe Central, I believe, I'm looking to see, Monroe Central beat them 57-56. So 2 games they're looking to avenge some close losses here on the horizon for the Zeps. And if they can just get a little bit more offensive production, again, they've got a good chance in those basketball games. As you said, looking forward here, the tournament is going to be upon us here within weeks.
The Pilots, they're going to be a tough out.
They're going to be a tough out.
Handful in Division 4. Having seen Caldwell play 3 or 4 times, I look forward to seeing those 2 teams play against each other, because it's 2 quality basketball teams that both of them at this point in time only have 2 losses.
And then Caldwell's probably got the player of the year in this part of Ohio. He just scored his 2,000th point the other night.
And that's amazing. That is incredible. I mean, you hardly ever hear that at the high school level.
I know, 2,000 points in a high school career.
And probably has a chance to be the Division IV state player of the year, because he's averaging right at 30 points a game.
You see this time of year, a lot of kids, they celebrate that 1,000th point, and then I see his 2,000.
Yeah.
I'm like, I see that and I up that. I doubled that. That's pretty impressive basketball playing. Well, again, the Shenandoah Zeps fall tonight 61-46 to the River Pilots. You've been watching this basketball game on AVC Sports on our YRPtv YouTube channel. I'm Dave Hilliard, along with my partner Plaz and Brett Klein running the show tonight, and Christian Mills with all the camera work. We appreciate their work, because certainly that's beyond the scope of what Plaz and I can comprehend. So thankfully they're here to run the show and keep us on the straight and narrow. I'll be doing a game this Friday night. I'll be having the Meadowbrook at Maysville.
That
tilt.
might be a little bit of a mismatch.
That's
possibly.
could be a little bit of a mismatch, but I'll be there with Mike Snively, who we watched his alma mater win this basketball game tonight. So would like to thank everyone for tuning in and watching tonight on YouTube. You've been watching high school basketball on AVC Sports.
This has been a presentation of AVC Sports.